Hello all, welcome to Linguistics Scholars YouTube channel. Today we are going to look at placement of the truss and truss shift. This is going to be second clause on truss in the series of phonetics and phonology. So today we are going to understand especially about the placement of truss and the truss shift. So please don't forget to take the notes from the content from the slides. Okay, then it's easy for you to revise before the examination. So to understand the placement of truss, we need to understand what is penult and anti-penult truss. So penult, this term is used for the second to last syllable or the penultimate syllable of the word. It is nothing but, in simple terms, as you can see in these examples, I have taken the word invalid. Invalid. The word invalid contains of 3 syllables, or it's a word of trisyllabic. Right. So the second syllable from the last. Lid is the first syllable from the end and the va is the second syllable from the end. So this second syllable from the last, it means second to the last syllable. This second syllable is called as penultimate syllable. Okay, and antepenult is the term used to the third to the last syllable or antepenult syllable of the word. It is nothing but I have taken the same examples to make you understand the concept. In the same word with the three syllables, the third from the end. This is the first from the end, Y is the second from the end, and in is the third from the end. And if the truss falls on the third syllable from the end, it is called as antepenult syllable of the word. That's it. I hope you have clear about penult and antepenult syllables and the truss. Syllable is referring to the third in the antepenult and second to the penult, and if it is takes the truss, then it is called penult and the antepenult truss respectively. Next, we'll talk about the placement of the truss. In English, truss placement is based on several factors, including word clause and the nature of any affix. That may be part of the word. It means the truss is not very random, or there is no reason for the truss. There are several factors that influence the truss, which includes especially word clause and the nature of the suffix. We'll look by the examples. Basically, noun takes the truss on the first syllable. As you can see in this example here, in the word noun product, the truss falls on the first syllable. In the noun record, the truss falls on the first syllable re. In the noun present, the word falls on the first syllable pre. But verbs takes truss on the second syllable. On the words on the second syllable and the nouns on the first syllable. As you can see here in the example, in the verb refuse, the truss falls on the second syllable. In the verb permit, the truss falls on the second syllable, that is mit. In the verb contrast, the truss falls on the second syllable, that is trust. Okay. When it comes to the suffix, some suffix carry truss on themselves, whereas some places the before syllable and the next to the before syllable. Okay, we will look by looking at the examples. The suffixes such as e, unique, etc., or takes the stress by themselves. As you can see in the word employ, the primary stress falls on the e, which is a suffix by itself, and whereas the suffix, as you can see, nation, shun, ion, the stress falls on the syllables before them. As you can see here, we have information. Ion is added, but stress falling on its before syllable, that is ma. In the word decision, when the suffix an added, the stress falls on c in the decision. Okay, this is how you trace the syllables. Okay, based or influenced by the several factors, majorly including word class and the nature of the suffix. Next, stress placed based on the syllable weight. Since now we have looked at the suffix and as well as a word class, but one other major criteria is based on the syllable weight. To understand how stress placed on the syllable based on the syllable weight, we need to know the concept of heavy syllable and the light syllable. It's very easy because heavy syllables are those where the nucleus contain long vowels or diphthongs are those with the coda. So heavy syllables are basically nucleus with long, or the diphthongs are those with the coda. As you can see in the examples, cat, a long syllable, car, long syllable, boot, long syllable, etc. So these are the syllables with a long vowels. Okay, as a result, these are heavy syllables. Okay, these are heavy syllables. And light syllables. Light syllables were rhymes consisting of only short vowels, as you can see here, as in baby, baby, baby is b a, so it's a short vowel. When you look at by, b, b is basically a long vowel. So in the word baby, ba is a light syllable, b is a heavy syllable because it consists of long vowel, whereas its syllable consists of short vowel. And even it is same with the a city. City has two syllables, ct. This has small vowel. As a result, it is a light syllable, and t has long vowel. As a result, it is a heavy syllable. Clear? And the conditions based on the weight, or if the penultimate syllable is heavy, it takes the stress. As you can see here, I have taken examples aroma and origin. So here is what is a penultimate syllable? It's a second last syllable, right? So it is wrong. We have to look whether it is heavy or not. Okay, aroma, it is a long vowel. It is a long vowel, so it is heavy. As a result, the penultimate takes the stress. Okay, and next origin or reason. Now we have to look whether this is a. Now look at the directly come to the penultimate cell, because you are assigning the weights based on the syllable weight, right? So now look, okay, whether it is heavy, yes it is, or reason, it's a long vowel, so as a result it's a heavy syllable, so it takes the stress or region. Okay, what if it is not heavy syllable? Then the stress falls on a, a syllable before the penultimate syllable. As you can see here, if the penultimate syllable is light, as I said, stress falls on the antepenult, which is basically third syllable from the last, as you can see in animal. Okay, now here in animal, E is a short vowel. As a result, this syllable weight is less weighted. I mean, light syllable. Okay, I mean light syllable. As a result, the stress moves a syllable before it and falls on A. As you can also look in the word cinema. As you can see here in the second syllable, which is the penultimate syllable, it is a short vowel, so it is a light syllable. As a result, the stress moves to one syllable before the penultimate syllable and falls the rest on the anti-penultimate syllable, that is C. Clear? So this is how, based on the syllable weight, the stress is assigned on the words apart from the word clause and suffixes. Clear? So stress placement in English depends on weight of the syllable, and the heavy syllable attracts the weight, not the light syllable. Now we will try to understand what is a stress shift. To avoid stress on the adjacent syllables, that is nothing but stress clash. Let's say we have a phrase like 13 men. Okay, men is a noun, so the stress falls at the first syllable, and there is only one syllable, so it takes the stress. And in 13, as you can see, teen falls stress as it is a affix. As you can see, the stress falling on the adjacent syllables. Stress falling on the adjacent syllables. Right. As a result, and this situation is called as stress clash. So as a result, we move the stress. We cannot move the stress because it's in the word men, because it has only one syllable. But here in the word 13, we can move the stress to the previous syllable, as the word consists of two syllables. As a result, we move the stress to beginning of the word, and we pronounce 13 men. We usually pronounce it as 13 men rather than 13 men, where the primary lexical stress of the two words falls on the adjacent syllables. Because to avoid this stress class, we are moving and usually pronounce the stress at the beginning of the word 13 and at the beginning of man. And this phenomena, to avoid the stress class, is known as stress shift, and it is also called as iambic reversal, because as the stress moving from the left to right, if stress falls on the left side of a syllable, we call it as an iambic, right? But we are moving it to the further left, so it is also called as iambic reversal, where basically iambic is when the stress falls on the right. Okay, basically on the right, but we are making it on the left side of the syllable. Okay, so I was confused here a little. So iambic is when the stress falls on the left side of the left side. Okay, but as we are moving it to the right side. Okay, when it falls on the right side, but we are moving to the left, right, the stress. As a result, it is called as iambic reversal. Clear? I have discussed iambic and trochee in our first lecture on stress. You can refer to that video for more clarity. So this is all on placement of the truss and the placement on the truss and truss shift on truss shift. So please refer to the previous video on truss before watching this video so that it's become easy for you to understand. If you have facing any complexity with the topics in linguistics and apply linguistics or with the research proposal, you can write to netjrfscholars@gmail.com. We will make a specific video with respect to the topic. Please subscribe to our channel Linguistics Scholars for more updated videos on linguistics and applied linguistics. Thank you.